Tuesday.
He's going to go crazy as soon as this comes off, eh?
Salthaven is a wildlife rehabilitation and education center. We rely on the public, first of all, so kind-hearted individuals, if they discover an animal in need, to call us. And we take in any animals that have been sick, injured, or orphaned. We rehabilitate them, and our ultimate goal is to release them back into the wild.
Healed, released, free. On Rogers TV.
Everybody knows not to drink and drive, but some people still think it's okay to take drugs and drive. Police have the authority, the ability, and the tools to determine if drivers are impaired by legal or illegal drugs. And because drug-impaired drivers can pose just as great a risk as drunk drivers, they face the same penalties, like the loss of their driver's license, a criminal record, fines, and more. A message from the RCMP, the Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police, and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
This is Rogers TV.
And welcome to another episode of Next Week Today in St. Thomas, Elgin. I'm your host, Kate Burns-Gallagher. We are thrilled to be here at the Horton Street Market, and we're joined first up by Julia Conrad. Yes, I got it right. Julia Conrad, Marketing Manager here at the Horton Street Market. Welcome to the show, Julia.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for being here.
This is fabulous. Tell us a little bit about the market and what's on tap for the 2024 season.
Yeah, so the market's been in the heart of St. Thomas since 1878, so it's ingrained here in the history, and we're just continuing on that legacy by bringing farm to the local center of St. Thomas. So it will be opening up Mother's Day weekend this year on May 11th and running for 26 weeks long until November 2nd, 8 a.m. until noon, rain or shine.
Rain or shine.
Yes.
Oh, good to know. And there are so many amazing things here at the market. It's not just food. Can you share for our viewers what they can experience when they come to the market?
Yeah, it's definitely a diverse place to come on Saturday morning. So obviously, as an authentic farmers market, we do hold priority to local farmers in a 60-kilometer radius. But aside from that, we have lots of amazing bakers who are in town, as well as artisans showcasing their beautiful work. We also like to partner with community partners and have them over at the market as well to broadcast their works and initiatives as well. Lots of activities too for kids. Sometimes they have face painting and some fun things like that to do. So it's really great and a way to start the weekend and reconnect with those in like the community and support local.
And that's so true. It's a great way to connect with the community and come out and see friends you haven't seen in a while, and it's a real community hub, isn't it?
Yeah, and the vendors too love that face-to-face interaction and getting to make those connections with customers on a regular basis and communicate how their goods actually come to be and then see customers interact with that.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
So apart from the amazing shopping of food and artisans and the activities for kids, there's also events that you have on a regular basis. What can we expect for 2024?
Yeah, so this year we're really excited to launch Wednesday midweek market. So those will be running 4:30 p.m. until 7:30. So that's bringing the market to St. Thomas in the middle of the week, so more of like a midweek stock up. It will be more of like a prepared foods, music, as well as like vendor atmosphere rather than Saturday mornings being a bit more like come and see and pick up products. So that's something that we're really excited about. We're working to have that licensed as well with local like breweries and wineries. As I mentioned, we have lots of great vendors who've signed up for prepared foods, as well as lots of our regulars that are there on Saturdays signing up for Wednesdays and having those prepared goods here as well.
Oh, that's neat. So it's more of a meal ready to go
Yeah,
program.
we're aiming for people to stop work, be like, okay, what do I want to do for the evening? Come by and grab dinner, or come out and sit on the beautiful mural picnic tables and listen to some local music. Or let's say you unexpectedly run out of a product that you purchased on Saturday, you can potentially restock that on Wednesday and get you through until Saturday that following weekend. So it's definitely going to be more of a come and stay, enjoy the vibes of the market, enjoy the local goods, be with the people you love, that type of atmosphere.
That's great.
Yeah.
And one of the wonderful things about the market is it's expanding more and more every year.
Exactly.
So you're adding the Wednesdays, but this was the second year for the winter at the market. How did it go?
Yeah, it was a wonderful year. We had approximately 20 vendors. That was the average throughout the season. It was within that market building, so it's definitely smaller than the regular season. But we saw so many, regular faces, as well as met new members of the community, with St. Thomas growing so much over the past few years as well. So vendors were so happy to continue that connection going with regulars. And then we also had vendors who were bringing some new products to kind of, introduce for that new season. And then we ended that off with Maple Fest on April 20th, which was a great success. And that will be the first themed date that we run with leading into regular season. So we'll be bringing some themed dates once a month for the regular season as well.
Great. And regular season, when does it kick off? What can people expect?
Yeah, so it's on Mother's Day weekend, so I believe that's not this weekend, but next weekend. And we will have some really great things lined up for it, being opening day in specific. We'll have some photography here. We'll also have the library present doing an activity. We'll also have Kate Andrews here doing another activity for the kids. So it's definitely a very great place for families to come as well and to kind of start off the weekend. We're going to have over 50 vendors here as well, so it'll be a very full day, kick-starting off the season. So we're really excited.
Great. And seasonally, what can people expect as far as produce this early in the season?
Yeah, so we're definitely entering more of like the asparagus season. I would say as you enter more of the prime, spring, summer months, you'll see more farmers have more available. So starting off in May, it might not be as robust as you would see it in July or August, but there's still plenty of amazing things that you can still find that farmers will have available.
So if people are looking for more information to stay on top of all of the events that are happening here at the market, how do they find out more?
Yeah, so they can definitely visit the HortonFarmersMarket.ca, our website, if they're ever interested in potentially being a vendor or finding out more about that. But we also really encourage people to sign up for our newsletter. So when you go onto the website, you'll see the pop-up there, and that will give you exclusive access to some of our events early, the vendor lineup, and all of those fun details. And then we also have all social medias as well, which we keep on top of.
Wonderful. Well, thanks so much, Julia.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Great. We'll be right back on Next Week Today in St. Thomas, Elgin.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Railway City Live highlights original music performances by musicians in the St. Thomas area. Watch Railway City Live Wednesday nights at 7:30 p.m.
Ani, I'm Carolyn King, and I'm a member of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation and the creator of the Moccasin Identifier. Philip Cote, an artist in Toronto here, took and redrew real moccasins. We're starting over with the children. The idea is that they would research whose land their school is built on, near, or what treaty area they're in. And the educational kit that we have has all that information in there. And the children just, love it. My dream is that this province will be covered with moccasin identifiers within the next decade. And they will forever know whose land they're on. That's the goal. Educate and awareness with a nice, simple little program called the Moccasin Identifier.
And we're back on Next Week Today in St. Thomas, Elgin. We're now joined by Warden Ina DeVee of Middlesex County, who I also have the pleasure of working with on my day job. Welcome so much to the show, Warden.
Well, thank you for having me. This is exciting.
Yeah, it is. It's great to see you here. My world's colliding.
Well, that's a good thing. We get the news out then, don't we?
We do, we do. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you became warden.
Oh, well, it's a progression. I started out as the mayor of Middlesex Centre well, I was in council in 2010, then I didn't become mayor till sometime after. But as the mayor, the deputy mayor and mayor of the lower tiers go to county if the population numbers are matched up. And there we take care of the upper tier responsibilities. So because we're already elected and have a role and come together, no one elected a chairperson, so they need someone to run the meeting. And that is the role of the warden, to be the head of council. So that's how it works.
That's great. Well, we're so fortunate to have you as a warden in Middlesex County.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
And how wonderful that Middlesex County and the city of St. Thomas have this incredible transit partnership. Tell us a little bit about it.
It is truly a great partnership. The world is changing around us, in rural Ontario especially, maybe because it's maybe been a little more sleepy than some of the growth centers. But in the last while, there has been considerable population growth. And we've spoken with residents and stakeholders, or they've come to us and say, we need to have access to urban amenities and services. So in 2010, the county started the transit service, and it's taken off. It was a little bit slow in getting started post-COVID, but we're seeing better ridership numbers now. It's increasing steadily. And connecting different points is important, and those points involve services and locations that people need to and want to visit. So in terms of St. Thomas, this is the third route then. The connection is between Dorchester and London and St. Thomas. And in that ride, that one ride, it's easy to tick all the boxes. We're serving people who want to get to work because it goes through the Pond Mills area. We're helping people get to school. So if you're coming from St. Thomas and going into London, and at the White Oak stop, there's the transit hub. That hub acts as a connection, and students get to Fanshawe, they can get to Western. If you're a senior and you need to access medical care, again, there are clinics and hospitals in that vicinity. So all of these transitions and connections become really easy. Employment, education, seniors, visiting. Some of the seniors who aren't driving would like to get into town and visit friends. You can access shopping centers and grocery stores on the route. Also libraries and community center. So the hubs that you touch are many, and with the transit hub in London, all of a sudden that ride becomes much more important to people because of the access to city amenities and businesses and facilities. So it's wonderful. We met with Mayor Preston, and he was very supportive. We did the launch ride on the 8th of April. And we got on the bus here in St. Thomas, went all the way around. And it was really great to see all the touch points firsthand. You look on the map and you say, yes, oh yes, I understand why. But it's great when you ride around and you see where it will be and where people can get on and how easy it is to access. And it's a great, reliable service. It's accessible for people with wheelchairs. There are bike racks on the front of the bus. So it's really easy for people to connect and get around.
So it's almost, not only is it inter-community, connecting the communities, it's also intermodal when you add that bike piece into it.
Exactly. So if a student wants to get to Western from the bus stop and has the bus, then it's really easy even at the other end. So I think part of it is making it easy for people to use transit and making the points that you can access with it top of mind or top of list so that people can get where they really need to be.
Now, for those people who are looking to find the schedules and more information, where do they go?
The easiest thing to do is go to the Middlesex County website and look for Middlesex County Connects, so County Connects CCT. That's it's easy, just sort of type that in and it'll come up. You can access the information about the routes, so if you want to come from Woodstock to London, or if you're coming from Lucan to London, stops on the way. Of course, the route that I just described, number 3, it's very easy. Information about how to get to pay. There's an app. All of that is on the website. And if that is not answering your questions, there'll be a telephone number, and we have a coordinator. She's wonderful to work with, and she'll be happy to direct you.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Warren. We really appreciate it.
Oh, not at all. My pleasure. Thank you for giving me a chance to speak about the new program.
Thank you. Well, that wraps up our discussion with Warren DeVete, and we'll be right back on Next Week Today in St. Thomas, Elgin.
Welcome to the traditional, ancestral, unceded territory of the Stalo people. The Stalo are people of the river. I'm so thankful for the courage and resiliency of our ancestors who lived on this land since time immemorial. Each of us have gifts from the Creator, and our Creator has a plan and purpose to be fulfilled in our territory. As we embrace our traditional teachings, we can lead the next generation into the fullness of what our Creator designed. Our shared history reveals a broken relationship, but as all Canadians commit to hear truth, acknowledge injustice, we can learn to walk in our traditional way, Letsamot, with a good heart and a good mind. Then all of our lives will be enriched. Kwasai.
With clubs, leagues, and courts in every province and territory across Canada, squash is the sport for wall-to-wall fun, fitness, and friendship. From coast to coast to coast. Learn to play, and you'll want to do it every day. Squash. Play inside the box.
And welcome back to Next Week Today in St. Thomas, Elgin. We're now joined by Ashley Parker, the Recreation Manager for the City of St. Thomas, and Regional Manager of the YMCA, Katie Paler. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
So just the other week, some really exciting announcements about a pilot project between the city and the YMCA. Tell us a little bit about it.
Sure, yes, we'd love to be able to share. This is a great opportunity for the residents of St. Thomas to be able to have the option to come swimming at the YMCA. We're the only indoor pool in St. Thomas, and so this is a need that people in St. Thomas we hear about all of the time. Just wishing we had a pool pass that they can come in and just do a swim pass. So we met with the city and we talked about this option to be able to give the community, and we came up with this partnership, and it's a great partnership. It started April 22nd last week, and we sold 52 passes already in 1 week. So people are really excited about it, and it is a need in our community, and I think everybody will be welcoming it for sure.
Wonderful. And so how much are the passes? Where can people get the passes? What do they look like?
Yeah, so all the passes are with the city's current aquatics rates. So anything you see in the city's rates and fees is what the passes are currently going for. So if you want to go to like a public swim, if you're 15 and under, it's $4. If you're 16 and over, it's $5. For a family with 5, including one adult, it's $15. And then they can also get like a 10-card pass, and that's $35. And they can use that for aquafit or public swim, either or. So exact same rates as what JC's pool has. And they can get it at the YMCA. So at the YMCA at St. Thomas and Elgin, it's all going through there. And once swim lessons open, that will all go through the YMCA's online registration system.
Oh, great. So there'll also be swim lessons offered through the program?
Yes, yes,
oh,
in the fall.
Oh, in the fall.
Yeah.
So when JC's opens, what does that mean?
Yeah, so once JC's opens on Canada Day, then the partnership takes a break for just July and August, and then it'll restart after JC's closes in August.
Oh, wonderful. Great.
Yeah.
So what do we hope for at the end of this pilot? How long does the pilot last for?
So the pilot lasts for the year, and this is the first year we're trying it. We hope to continue this pilot as well, and that everybody is on board with it. And then we hope to gain that more people in the community can come and access the pool too. We don't want to have any barriers, though YMCA has financial assistance available, so we don't turn people away, but this is more so all about the pool, that they can come in and just access that and not the rest of the building. funding.
Okay, so this is just for pool use.
That's correct, yes.
Right, so if they're wanting to access any of the other kids' services or the gym or anything, then they need to have a Y pass.
That's right, a YMCA membership.
Okay, and what does a YMCA membership look like and include?
Yeah, so a YMCA membership, you can come in and there's no commitment. You can do a 2-week pass. We switched this through COVID just because we wanted more people to be able to come in and access as well. And we were finding that people did not want to commit to a year's membership. So you can come in for 2 weeks and just use the rest of the facility, or you could sign up for a year's membership.
Oh, neat. And are there different levels and tiers of membership too?
Yes, there is. There's essential, everything, and essential and everything, so they can get different levels depending on what you want.
Oh, that's nice. So you can kind of pick and choose what works for you best.
Exactly.
Great.
Yeah.
So if people are interested in learning more, looking up the rates, understanding how to access the pool, where do they find out more information?
So you could go to our website, to the city's website.
Yeah, it's at the very bottom of the aquatics page on the City of St. Thomas's Recreation website. So you can find all the information there, and it'll link to the YMCA as well.
Great. And if people want to show up, they can buy a pass just by showing up at the Y. Scheduling. When are the swim times? That's kind of important information.
It's on our website. It tells you the open swim time, and we've added some additional aquafit classes in the evening time too, in hopes that more people will be using it, and we're already anticipating they're going to be. We have like 60 people in our aquafit classes right now, so we're adding some additional ones and adding it into the evenings for the people that do work, so they can access it as well. It is all on our website. You do need to be a resident of St. Thomas to be able to access this day pass fee too. So a swim pass fee, you just have to bring in proof of your residency, and that happens right at the membership desk.
Perfect. So driver's license or a tax bill or something that shows that you're a resident of the city.
Yes, that's correct.
Perfect. So all the information on either the Y or the city's website, but scheduling on the Y's website.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, thanks so much. We really appreciate you both taking the time, Katie and Ashley, today to join us and launch this really exciting pilot project.
Thanks for having us. We're excited about it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks. We'll be right back on Next Week Today in St. Thomas, Elgin.
Join the high-energy, bodyweight-based workouts of the Thunder Twins. Gerald and Harold will get all shapes and sizes up and moving.
You just don't go down as low.
No.
We want you to cross your body, though, and do a slight bend.
Catch the Thunder Mondays at noon.
Sports is life. It's clear cut. Everything's out in the open. There's nowhere to hide. I had to prove myself more than anyone else.
You must be so proud of your son. He's gonna go pro. The sky's the limit.
There's always a winner and a loser.
You cannot reach the sky in broken cleats.
Of course, I always want to be the winner. And I did reach the sky.
Norman Kwam, the first Chinese-Canadian professional football player, still holds records to this day. He retired from the sport in 1960 and later became Lieutenant Governor of Alberta.
Back on Next Week Today in St. Thomas, Elgin. We're now joined by Angela Bouvier, the Executive Director of the Backus-Page House Museum. Welcome. No, I did it wrong.
Backus.
Backus. I'm not, well, I have ancestry to Dunwich, but I must not
I know,
be
you're
from
like,
there, right?
It's Backus. Yep.
Backus, not Bacchus.
Not Bacchus. It's Backus.
Well, thanks for joining us today, Angela, from Backus-Page House.
There you go.
There we go. Wonderful. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I grew up in Wallacestown, which is just north of the Backus-Page House. So I'm from there. That's my community home museum. And it's on Lakeview Line, so that's where all the oldest houses are, where all the founding settlers settled when Colonel Talbot decided which land to give them. And my grandfather, on my dad's side, Mervyn Foreman, was a hired man at the farm next to the museum. So yeah, when he came to Canada in 1927. So all sides of my family are from Dunwich.
That's incredible. And now you get to tell the story and the history.
I do. I get to tell all this. Yeah, it's that's the best part, is making sure everyone knows all the stories. Yeah.
Right. So for those who don't know, what is Backus-Page House? And it's operated by the Tyrconnell Heritage Society.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So the house was built in 1850. Andrew and Mary Jane Backus had it built, and it passed through 2 generations of their family, so their son then inherited. And then he had the south side of Lakeview Line. He sold it to Johnny Pierce, so that's how we have Johnny Pierce Provincial Park from that portion. And then the Pages had the family, or had the farm, and then they donated their portion. I think a portion of it was purchased. They added it to the park. Yeah, so the whole both sides of Lakeview Line are Johnny Pierce Provincial Park. And in the early 1990s, so 1993, the community found out that the house might be severed off, and then you didn't know what was going to happen to it. It had been boarded up for almost 10 years. So the community got together. They incorporated in 1994 as Tyrconnell Heritage Society to save the house itself. And they started restorations, preserving everything that needed to be in the house. It was a lot of work. And in 1996, they had a lease agreement with Ontario Parks. So this is our 30th anniversary year of Tyrconnell Heritage Society. And then I think we're halfway through the lease agreement, which in the beginning, I'm sure none of them really thought that far ahead. They were just trying to get the house finished. So we've added, since I've become, I was cultural manager and then got a promotion at my 10-year anniversary, same job, just new title. But we added a 3,000 square foot agricultural center during the pandemic. That was an experience, but it's open for touring. So it's not just the house, we've got that big building. We have an old barn that came from down the street at St. Peter's Anglican Church. That you can, depending on what it looks like inside, if we have it neat and tidy, you can also see in there. And then we have our heritage gardens. So it's no longer just the house. Yeah. We've quite expanded.
And that agricultural building is fascinating with all the different implements and everything. I know my son loved it when we went through last summer. It's
fantastic.
Really neat.
That's what I want to hear, because it was, things are in my head, and then when they actually I can walk through. It's it's pretty emotional. Yeah.
So you mentioned it's the 30th anniversary. Congratulations! That's really exciting. And you've got some neat event coming up.
We do, yeah. So for years and years, we've done War of 1812, and then we've tried just a timeline event, also a reenactment, but various time periods. But it got very military, and with Longwoods being so close, I think this coming weekend is their reenactment, and we weren't having the attendance that we would have liked, and I pitched the idea of replacing that reenactment with Canadian Wartime Homefront. So both World War I and World War II. The board loved it. People I sort of pitched the idea to thought it was fantastic, and for a lot of people, that's old history. World War I's over 100 years ago. A lot of veterans are gone from World War II, and maybe it's not traditionally what we've done because the house is from 1850, but it's important history. So it's not a military reenactment at all. It's about what was happening here in Dunwich, West Elgin, all of Elgin County, and then we do have some people from the rest of the province contributing. So it's all about the home front and what was happening here.
Great.
Yeah.
And if people are looking to attend and find out more information, where do they go?
Yeah, so they just go to our website, Backus-Pagehouse.ca, Backus, Page, P-A-G-E, house.ca, and just click events, and we've got that on there. And then we also have our 1940s dinner and dance, which is the Saturday night of May 25th, so same weekend as the event.
Great.
And it's separate, so you do need a ticket for that. And that'll be at South Dunwich Community Hall in Wallacestown, because we don't have the facilities on site. Yeah.
Well, thanks so much, Angela. We really appreciate you coming on the show and sharing with us.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Congratulations on 30 years.
Thanks.
And that's a wrap on our show for Next Week Today in St. Thomas, Elgin. And remember, never let anyone dull your sparkle. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
This is an incredibly challenging time, and with the finances being stretched so thinly for folks, the holidays become so much more problematic. And not just for the extras and the gifts, but although there are opportunities in here for that as well, but also really for the necessities, food, shelter, warmth, all of those pieces.
I'm Wendell Clark with a word about winning. We all know it takes a team effort in any sport and with any challenge. You can be a part of the winning team that shuts out impaired driving. Whether you're out on the town or just hanging out with friends, drink responsibly. Always have a plan for a safe ride home for yourself, your family, and your friends. You'll be helping to shut out impaired driving.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.